I'm Peter Nightingale. I teach physics at URI, and I'm with Fossil Free Rhode Island. I'm also with the American Friends Service Committee, and I'm here to thank the committee for putting in this bill, and we strongly support it. I have a little side comment before I really get to the meat of what I would like to say, which is, out of respect for Roger Williams, could you please replace oath by oath or affirmation? There are lots of people who have religious objections to the word oath, which appears there. If it does not...
Could you tell us where that is in the bill?
Excuse me? I don't know precisely where it is, but it is in the bill, I can tell you.
All right, well, we can come
I think it is about how the board will be sworn in with an oath.
I think that might be existing language, but we can certainly look at that. Thank
you.
I
think that since day one of the Republic, oath or affirmation was the chosen language, and it's a matter of religious freedom, which has nothing to do with this issue, I know. So I'll move on beyond that. What we have is a planetary emergency, and fracked gas is making it worse. Natural gas, fracked or not.
Peter, can I hold just for one? I'm going to let Mr. Nightingale go on a little bit on this track, because it's clearly
it's
this
one
bill
sentence.
doesn't.
It's one sentence.
But what I'm going to ask is, I'm going to let you do it, but I'm going to ask the other folks now that we can kind of snip some of these other things off. I know some of the folks in building trades, I think you guys have been able to talk about some of those sort of broader issues. But if we could try to, everybody on both sides, try to narrow in a little bit. But again, I'm going to let Mr. Nightingale finish this because we haven't had this particular piece come up yet. Please go ahead.
It's literally one sentence.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying
natural gas or fracked gas is worse for the climate than coal and oil. It should not be in my backyard, nor in anybody else's backyard. And we've heard about backyards quite a bit. The EFSB needs to be reconstituted, and then we support that. Obviously, giving the people of Burrville a voice, that goes without saying. I won't spend any time on that. It needs not the EFSB, the Energy Facility Siting Board, needs to be reconstituted. It actually needs to be reversed. Many organizations, and Fossil Free is only one of them, have been banned from formal participation in the proceedings about the power plant. Now, I want to address something that has to do with the makeup of the proposed board. Namely, I'm very happy to see that one of the participants will be the Water Resources Board. There is a serious problem with that board. It has been completely gutted, and the person who was really in charge is gone, works at URI. I'd get him in here and ask why he left. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm sure it's interesting. Fossil Free Rhode Island made requests under APRAT for documents from various organizations in the state. DEM was one of them. The Department of Health was another one. A couple of others didn't really respond in a useful way, so I'll leave them out. One of the things that came out during the documents that we were given was a conversation, an email conversation that happened between Ken Burke, who is the person who is no longer at the siting board, and one of the people at DEM. And I'm quoting literally. This is what Ken says. I think we should talk about having the town, that's Burrville, acknowledge that with low flow conditions and high energy demands, that the town is effectively pledging most, if not all, of its available water to this development. This is an issue you cannot negotiate with Invenergy as a town or as a state or as anybody if you do not know the final answer on this stuff, on these kinds of questions. There is no final answer yet. I've called DEM. They won't supply a final answer until Invenergy puts in an official application for a permit. This part of the conversation that I just quoted is part of the pre-application process. There were handwritten notes on a presentation that was attended by somebody from the Rhode Island Department of Health, and they explicitly, if you added up the numbers and subtracted what was available during the summers from what was necessary for growth in the next 10 or 20 years in Harrisville and Pasco, it turned out that you already had a deficit. That's handwritten notes. Do I believe them? Yes, why not? Is it the last word? Probably not. But without knowing what the real answer to these questions is, there is no way in which these proceedings can go forward, I think. There have been preliminary meetings with the energy facility siting boards. At the very first one, Director Coit stated that there is what she called a firewall. The firewall was such that she could not be part of the process, and that she had to abdicate